In this video, I'm going to run through volume profile and how I use it to hunt my setups. A lot of you guys have seen me use it on stream, and since I've switched to order flow from ICT, the volume profile has actually been the thing that I've used to frame all my trades. It's the backbone of my trading. It's where I find the most setups, and it's what I use to give myself context and levels to enter from and levels to exit from. It is the backbone of all of my order flow trading now. So you guys have obviously seen me use this for very small, high frequency scalping, but now I'm going to show you in this video how I use it for the larger plays, going for bigger moves, and you can use it for both scalping and for these bigger swings. So you can see on the screen here, this is one I just took now, not long after the Tokyo Open here, and I got short after the confirmation from the level I was looking at and closed it off for 30 ticks. This is what I was looking for today, and this is what I do every single day. I'm going to use in this video the example of gold. You can use the same thing across whatever you trade, NASDAQ, S&P, whatever you trade, the volume profile is going to provide a similar thing. Similar setup, but I'll show you first of all how to set it up and then what I'm looking for once we're near these levels. I do all my charting on and highlighting the levels on TradingView, and then I copy it over to TopStepX by just copying the levels over. Just a preference, and that's how I work it. But here's what I do. So coming into every single day, before my trading session begins, I go back and I mark out the volume profile levels. So let's start from scratch on this. All right, so I'll remove the whole lot and I'll show you, number one, how to put in the profile, number two, the settings to use, and then what levels to look for, and then I'll explain how I trade from these levels. So all you do is on the left hand side here on TradingView, you've got your symbols here, right? You go 1, 2, 3, 4 down. You click this little button, expand it out. This is your projection tools, volume based tools, and measure tools. It's over here. It's the fixed range volume profile. So first of all, I'm clicking this, and what I'm doing with the fixed range volume profile is I'm going back. Time is set to New York time, New York local time, UTC -4. I'm going back to the most recent regular trading hours session. So if today is Monday, 12th of August, it's 9:20 p.m., Monday the 12th of August. Then I want to look at Monday's regular trading hours session, which is from 9:30 a.m., which is the equities open. So I scroll back right there to 9:30. To the end of the main session, which is 4 p.m. So you have 9:30 to 4 p.m. Those are your regular trading hours. Yeah, and that'll draw out a volume profile. Now you'll notice that yours probably looks a bit different to this because you need to change the settings. So you'll probably have it look something like this, which is just, yeah, it's a bit ugly and it doesn't show you the finer details. So I have this set to row size 1000. That way you can get every single detail, every price point how volume transacted. Now, I'll explain the theory behind this in a second. I do have a full video explaining the theory behind volume profile. So I'd recommend you watch that first if you're new to volume profile. And I'll link that in the description below. But for now, let's have a look at the levels. So what I'm doing is notice how on the volume profile we have a bright area here, and then on this side we have a kind of faded area. You see the faded area? Normally there's a faded area above. You can actually see it. There's a very, very small level today that's faded out. Normally it's a bit bigger than that. But what that is, this range from that high to this low of the volume profile is your value area. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the low of this area and I'm putting a horizontal line there, marking out that's value area low. And then at the top, at value area high, where the bright area ends, I'm marking that out, that's value area high. And then lastly, we have point of control, which is the red line here, which is the highest traded price point, and I'm marking that out. So there's 3 levels that I'm marking out. So what I do with these levels is I use them as support and resistance levels to look for in the current trading day. So now that the regular trading hours session is closed off, I now use these levels as areas of support and resistance, and you can see how price reacts to these levels here, even immediately after it's used as resistance. Pops above, drops down before finding its feet again, popping back up, testing on the other side, popping up, dropping down, small bounce from the level, drops down, retests the other side, drops down, retests, drops down, pops back up to value area high, actually finds resistance, finds support, pops above, and drops down, retests before melting down, and that's the trade that I took over here on the TopStep account. As you can see I executed it a little while after that. I waited for price to confirm because it was dancing around quite a bit. Wanted to see a more immediate reaction. Once we dropped through value area high and point of control and got that confirmation, that's when I got short. Okay, and I rode that down to my 30 tick target, plus 30 tick target. And that's what I'm doing over and over again, is just using it as key levels of support and resistance. So a lot of the times I like to look for shorts at around the value area high, especially if point of control is on the upper end of the volume profile. I like to look for shorts, indicates it might be a bit overextended and a bit expensive relative to yesterday. So I prefer to look for shorts. We trade down to value area lows and we're in an overall bullish trend, well, that'll probably be a great place to buy. So check that out after this video. If on Monday 12th of August we trade down to 2493.0 and get a nice long trade from there, I really wouldn't be surprised. So let's see. But that's what I'm looking to trade. That's where I get my levels from, and I'm really confident in the trade. Sometimes I will enter a trade and short and long from these levels. Otherwise I'll wait for a bit of confirmation first, which is just looking at the order flow, looking for that confirmation to see confirmation of market participants wanting to take prices lower from my level or higher and vice versa. So that's the regular trading hours profile. Now, not only do I mark out that 9:30 to 4 p.m. level, I'm also looking at the midnight to midnight of previous trading days range as well. I mark that out as the electronic trading hours volume profile. So the first one I showed you was 9:30 to 4 p.m. The next levels I'm also looking at, which we can't look at now for the current day because it's not yet midnight, but if we go back to say Friday last week, so there's the start of Friday last week, say it's midnight Friday, I'm coming into the London Open at about 3 a.m. Eastern time. What I'm going to be doing is also having the volume profile from the previous days, midnight to midnight as well, to capture the full trading range. So midnight of current day, back through to midnight of the previous day, which is right there. And again, same deal, marking out point of control, value area high, value area low. And look at that. So look how we get those levels get treated as support and resistance. So coming right into after midnight, we're trading underneath point of control. Price trades back up to point of control. We see that resistance there, get a nice short to the downside. It comes back up, trades through it this time, bounces once, bounces twice, hits that resistance up here, another short, bounces another time, hits resistance again, another short, small bounce, breaks through, hits the top as resistance again, breaks down, retests, bounce, bounce, a bit of chop around that area, finding a bit of footing just below point of control, having a nice jump to the upside in the morning. And then look at this again, how often this is used as a point of reference. Comes back down, bounce, bounce, breaks through, hits the lower area, perfect bounce again, breaks down, bounces, breaks through, finds feet just below, trades back above, and look, taps this area, bounce, bounce, perfect bounce. You'll find that these levels are very, very potent. If I zoom out here, you can see how many times it's really come back to visit this area. Again, bounce, nice jump, bounce, breaks through, again, taps the lower portion here. Almost a perfect tap right on this low point here at 10:04 p.m. on Sunday before this massive bull run upwards on gold. I unfortunately missed that. I wasn't trading on Monday. This is how I'm capturing my best trades. If I'm looking for non-scalps and just bigger swings, this is how I'm capturing them. And bloody hell, this is obviously a special example here, but watch that from Sunday at 10 p.m. Almost right from the tick there. If you enter right on that point of control there, you're facing 4 ticks of drawdown before this thing made a monster move all the way to the upside. So obviously a special case, but these are extremely potent points of reference. I find these much more useful than fair value gaps, new week opening gaps, new day opening gaps, any of that stuff. The volume profile provides tangible and logical levels for price to visit and bounce from, because it's all based off of true fair value, value high, value lows, and high volume areas, which is where you'll tend to find support and resistance. Again, check out my other video on volume profile for more of an explanation on the theory behind it, but that's what I'm doing to look for my levels. And I tend to have both on the chart. So again, for today's session, Monday going into Tuesday, because it's not yet midnight, I just have the RTH levels, the 9:30 to 4 p.m. levels on the chart. Already caught a good trade from those points. And then once we reach midnight, which is in a couple of hours, I will then be drawing the same thing. So going back to midnight of Monday, pulling that all the way across to midnight of today, and then marking out those value area high, value area low, and point of control for that session as well. So a total of 6 levels on my chart for reference, and that's where I look to get short, get long from, and also where I look for targets. So if I'm short from point of control up here, value area high and point of control, if I'm short from there and I have a bigger target, and say if the midnight profile has already been put in because we're past midnight, well then I'd want to look to take profit at that midnight value area high, because price tends to rotate between these levels as well, and you often get a bounce, if not a full-on reversal from these levels. So that's where I'd probably be looking to take off the majority of the position as well, if we were at midnight. We're not yet at midnight, so that level's not set in stone yet. However, it is having a reaction already to that value area high. Midnight to current time range, which is interesting. Most of the volume's been put in for the previous day, so that could very well be the value area high for the day, for midnight to midnight. So not surprising we're getting a reaction from there. But that's how I'm using the volume profile for these bigger swings, guys. Everyone's risk management is going to be different, but for trades, what I like to do is to enter as close as I can to that exact level where I'm wanting to short from or long from. And I normally have a 30 tick stop loss and a 30 tick take profit if I'm going in straight away, or if I want to wait for confirmation like I did today, because I saw that we actually had a bounce from this level first, traded up quite strong before dropping. I wanted to wait to see confirmation first, so we traded up above, then we dropped off. That's when I got my short in after we saw that nice bearish confirmation, especially using the order flow tools I'm looking at to get that confirmed. And then I got short for 30 ticks. My stop loss and take profit is typically 1-to-1, 30 ticks, 30 tick stop loss, 30 tick take profit. And if I'm on my funded accounts or personal accounts, I'll take off majority of the position at 30 ticks and then leave a runner, keep going to the next volume area. So I'm always trying to secure that 30 ticks first of all, just personal preference. On gold here, you'll have to make your own decisions on what you want to risk and how much profit you want to take per trade. But that is how I'm framing my trades, guys. That's the backbones of all my trading. And again, super potent. So I hope you guys found the video helpful. Thumbs up and put your questions in the comments if you have any questions on if I missed anything here, or if you want to see any further explanation on this. But nice and simple. And comment down below for what you want to see more of.